coming to you today from Fingerprint dance in Dorset for a short session of creative dance and guided movement. Welcome. So we're just going to, before we get started, we're just going to make sure that the space that we're working in is going to do its best for us by stretching our arms out to the side, in front and behind, just to make sure that we're not going to knock into anything, any pieces of furniture or objects on tables or people. Good. And you're just going to move your legs as well, just to make sure that you're not going to knock into anything, hurt your legs, knock anything over. Great. I'm going to be moving between seated and standing, but you can just adapt as is right for you. So you may stay seated all the way through. Likewise, you might be standing all the way through, but I'm just going to move between the two. Just a few notes on balance. So we will be shifting our weight from side to side through parts of the session. If you're in a chair or a wheelchair that has arms and support on the sides, then you might use that to push in. Sometimes it's nice to have arms to brace yourself against if you're stretching out, holding on to stretch out in different directions. If you're in a chair that doesn't have any support sides, that does offer you a little bit more movement, but you do need to be careful, obviously, if you're really enjoying your dancing in your chair, that you don't topple. So just making sure that you're as stable as you can. And even though you're seated, you've actually got 4 points really that are giving you support. You've got support through your feet, whether you're on foot plates or your feet are on the ground, and you've got support through your hips, through your sits bones in the chair, and possibly with if you're resting with your back against the chair, and you've got your head in a brace, possibly you've got lots of points of support. I'm going to be making quite big movements with my body because that's how my body feels like it wants to move today, but you may feel like they're too big for you and you can change them. You must just change the movements that I'm making to the movements that feel right for you. So it might be that they're tiny little finger movements. Even with your eyes, you can dance with your eyes and your face and your mouth and your head, or you can make great big movements. So I'm going to be doing the kind of maximum version, but you can scale it down so that it's right for you. Also, depending on how you're feeling today, just work with how you're feeling emotionally. So if you're feeling like your mood is quite low, then you might just want to join in and dip out through the course of the session. You might want to just sit back and listen and watch, and that's really great. That's absolutely fine. Just join in and drop out as feels right for you. Good. I'm going to have quite a lively piece of music to warm up with today. This is our final session 8. So we're going to just have a bit of a celebration dance to get us warm. Good. So let's find a bounce. It might be with your head. If you're standing, it might be a bounce through your knees. It might be that you add in your shoulders. One shoulder, then the other shoulder. Swinging arms. Let's try hips. about toe heel? Toe heel. Let's go through that again. I'm going to go to seated. You may stay standing. Off we go. We're going to go with the head. And bounces. Shoulders. Swinging. Hips. Marching. Toe heel. Other side. So let's take it in turns now. I'm going to move back up to standing. Stay seated if that's how you're comfortable. I'm going to do a dance, a warming up dance with this lovely music. And then I'm going to go like this, and then it's your turn. And then it will come back to me. And it's this lovely folk music, gypsy folk music. So we're going to imagine that we're wearing a big full skirt, or really smart trousers, maybe braces, or maybe a lovely blouse, maybe flowers in your hair, or a hat. And perhaps we're out in the fields. Possibly we're dancing around a fire. Maybe there's the sound of a river running somewhere at the edge of the fields, and the woods behind us. And we're here with all our friends, doing a dance that all of our families have been doing forever and ever. We know really well. Ready? I'm going to go first, and you're going to watch me, and then I'm going to hand over to you, and you're going to do your dance. Off we go. I'm going to hold on to my skirt. Your turn. Woo! Maybe while I'm watching I can give you a clap. Keep going. Dancing around the fire. Getting ready to pass back to me. Over to you. Your turn. Woo-hoo! And then we're going to finish by dancing together with our big full skirts and flowers in our hair, or braces and trousers, dancing around the fire, maybe holding hands, bow to say thank you on one side, and a bow on the other side. Gonna finish with a grand gesture. Woo! Let's finish with some claps. Well done, very good. So we're going to move on to the next part of today's session, and what I'd like you to do before we move on is I'd like you to find a picture, photograph. Welcome back. So we're going to get on with our creative part of today's session, and we're going to be working with a picture. So I'd like you to just pick up all the press boards and go and find a picture, a photograph, probably a photograph that has some kind of positive meaning for you, some kind of happy meaning. So I'll show the picture that I've chosen, which shows my two sons here and here, and my brother, their uncle, here. This is quite a long time ago. It's probably about 10 years ago or something, and they're playing, as you can see, hopefully, they're playing cricket in the garden with their much loved Uncle Leon. And I love this picture for lots of reasons, because it makes me think about them enjoying Saturdays when they haven't got school. Frank's in his pyjamas and they're having fun outside, and they're playing sports which they didn't really like to do very much at school, but which they liked to do in the garden because it was fun, not really about winning. So here they are, and I love the movement in this picture. I love the movement in all three bodies, and that's what we're really interested in today. We're finding a picture that means something to us, but also we're really looking at the bodies and what the bodies are doing in that picture. So in my picture, I have three different shapes that the bodies are making. The first shape is this shape, because he's trying to catch a ball, putting his hand up to try and catch a ball. So that's one shape I could choose. You're going to choose one of the shapes in your picture. The other shape is trying to catch the ball, being ready to catch the ball. And the third body is with a bat, getting ready to hit the ball when it's been thrown. His legs are quite close together, and he's holding the bat down by his side, but he can see in his body he's really excited that the ball's on its way. So just to remind you, my shapes are ready to catch the ball, throw the ball, ready to catch the ball, and ready to hit the ball. So can you look at your picture and just think about what the bodies are doing in that picture? And I'd like you to choose one of the positions that you're going to make in your own body, whether you're seated or standing. What's the angle of their head? What are their arms doing? What do they look like they're ready for? Are they posing for a picture? Or are they active, waiting, like in my picture, trying to catch a ball? What are they doing? Are they jumping in the air? Are they lying perhaps on a beach, relaxing? And I'd like you to find that shape in your body, very still, like it's still a photograph. I'm going to put the music on to help us get into the mood, and you're going to find that still shape from your picture of one of the bodies there. Okay. So I'm going to choose throwing the ball. The ball's just left my hand. This is my shape. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make a short dance that tells the story of that picture. So what happens next? What happens next? If this is the first part of my picture, what's the next thing that happens? Maybe I throw the ball. Maybe I'm going to reach out to catch it. Maybe I'm going to run around the grass. Maybe I'm going to pick up the bat. Maybe I'm going to stand in the sun. Maybe I'm going to drink some orange squash. So let's find your still shape. And then tell the story of your picture. Running through the grass. For me, reaching the cricket bat. Cheering. Standing in the sun. Drinking squash. Just experiment with different parts of the story. And then we're going to finish with that still shape. Are we ready to put it together into a dance? Okay. So, can you show me your still position? Showing one of the bodies. So you're copying one of the bodies, the shape of one of the bodies in your picture. Mine is my younger son. He's just thrown the ball. And that's going to change and move into the story of the picture. Off we go. You're going to do your story and I'm going to do my story. So not just thinking about the movements, but also thinking about what kind of day it was. Was it a sunny day? What can you hear? Is it church bells in the distance or cars going by? Who are you with? What do they mean to you? Perhaps you're not with anybody, perhaps it's just one person on their own in the picture. Perhaps it's a special place. Just conjuring up that memory from the picture and bringing it to life. Finishing with the shape of that body in space, really still, finishing as you started, putting the shape of the body in the picture into your own body, and then gently bringing your arms back to your sides. Good. Well done. I hope you were able to visit that special place in your picture just for a moment through your body. Well done. We're going to move on to the final part of today's class, relaxing and cooling down and getting ready for what comes next in your day. Find a comfortable place to stand or sit. Let's move on to relaxing and cooling down for the end of today's session. So we're going to work down through the body, just finishing, releasing any tension. settling into our body. Before we even start to move, let's just remember the different points of our qualities of our body that we've talked about in other sessions. The soft body, so the soft tissue, the muscles, skin that you can feel. And the soft body is supported by your skeleton, hard body. Can you feel the different bones in your wrists and your elbows, shoulders? And the two work together, the hard body and the soft body. It's an amazing instrument, your body, and it works hard for you. And we need to take care of it. And also think about, there's lots of water and blood that's moving around your body all the time, like a river, like a whole series of rivers running through your body. And then your nervous system, you stroke your arms, your neck, gently across your face, back of your neck. Can you feel that the sensation of your touch, your self-touch, is different on different parts of you? Maybe across the top of your chest, across your tummy, across the bottom of your back. Gently down your throat, behind your neck and up into where your hair begins. And then across the front of your face, also up into where your hair begins. Just waking up all the sensation in your skin. So thinking about all of those things, and there's many, many more very busy, active, important bits of your body, but we're thinking about the nerves, sensation, the skin, the rivers running through your body of water and blood and lots of different liquids. The hard body, the skeleton, and the soft body, all the muscles, skin and tissues. Great. So just really feeling the aliveness of your body through all of those different qualities and properties of your body. Standing tall or sitting tall. If you're sitting, really being aware of your sits bones that the top of your body is standing on, and just finding some length, particularly here in this space between the hips and the ribs, finding some length in your neck. And let's just take some circles. So rotations and circles through all the joints are brilliant for easing up tension and keeping the joints healthy. If they feel stiff, if you're in one position for a long time, then some gentle circles can really help take the stiffness away. Circles back in the other direction. Lovely. Back to centre, let's go with shoulders. We're drawing circles with our shoulders like this. Where's the point? Where does the circle begin? With our elbows. Maybe these circles begin at our shoulders. As if the shoulder is one end of the pencil and the elbow is the other end of the pencil, drawing circles in space. And let's go all the way through to fingertips. If you can, if you want to, you can just make small circles in the air if your arms are tired. I'm going to make big circles in my arms. Great. Well done. Lovely. And then let's move to circles with our hips. If you're seated, you can roll with your back. I'll come to seated and join you and demonstrate how that can work. just to have a sense of moving your hips by rolling from side to side through your back. If you're still standing, then you're drawing circles with your hips. Really lovely exercise for your pelvis, the big ball and socket joints in your hips that do a lot of work. And back the other way. Great, well done. Circles. Back to centre. We can't really do circles with our backs, but we can do curves. So as if we're describing one part of a circle. So curling down in your back, whether you're standing or seated. Just rolling down and through. Good, well done. Notice how you're breathing as you're moving. And let's do circles with our knee joint, one direction. And make sure we go around the other way. And how about ankles? So drawing circles with ankles. If you're standing, this is going to require you balancing, so you might need to hold on to something for support, a chair or a mantelpiece, the banisters in your hall. But your feet like this, it's nice to just ease up any tension, especially if you've been doing a lot of walking or standing. Just rotations through the ankles can really help iron out any tension. Great, well done. I feel like my wrists are feeling left out, so I'm going to go with my wrists. I'm carrying on with my wrists and my fingers. I'm going to imagine that they are just softly leaving trails of colour, smoky trails of colour in the air. And then we're going to imagine that we're just pulling long golden threads, silken threads, and then we're going to finish off by imagining that we're holding carefully really lovely clear river water in our hands. And we're going to lift it up above our heads and let go of it and let it just sprinkle and trickle down into our hair, down our spine, across our face and neck, across the surface of your chest and your tummy. And there's a cool breeze just making all your nerve endings alive and sharp. It's refreshing. It's a sunny day in Rock Pools. The sun's warming up your skin and you can feel gentle river drops in your hair. Well done. So I hope you have a good day, stay safe and well. Thank you for dancing with me today. It's been lovely being with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you again. Bye.